Hi everybody and welcome back to Read This Next. Unfortunately, we had some audio and visual errors, so we missed our intro and we missed our first two books. So I'm going to be introducing you from the editing side of things, I guess. So the first two titles our topic of the week is actually going to be LGBTQ rom-coms because last week we talked about more straight presenting rom-coms, and when we were doing that, we weren't able to, it wasn't as easily apparent where to find LGBTQ romances. So Laura did a deep dive and found a whole bunch of titles in our collection, and we're going to be discussing those with you today, but I wanted to make sure that we covered the two that we missed with the audio error. So the first one was a historical romance called The Hellions Waltz by Olivia Waite, and the second was One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. And of course, if you missed those titles, you can check them out on our blog. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye.
So this next book is another historical one, and it is the first book in a series. It's called The Queer Principles of Kit Webb, and it's by Cat Sebastian. Kit Webb has left his stand and deliver days behind him, but dreary days at his coffee shop have begun to make him pine for the heady rush of thievery. When a handsome yet arrogant aristocrat storms into a shop, Kit quickly realizes he may be unable to deny whatever this highborn man desires. In order to save himself and a beloved friend, Percy, Lord Holland must go against every gentlemanly behavior he holds dear to gain what he needs most. A book that once belonged to his mother, a book his father never lets out of his sight, and could be Percy's savior. More comfortable in silk-filled ballrooms than coffee shops frequented by criminals, his attempts to hire the roughly hewn highwayman, formerly known as Gladhand Jack, proves equal parts frustrating and electrifying. Kit refuses to participate in the robbery, but agrees to teach Percy how to do the deed. Percy knows he has little choice but to submit, and as the lessons in thievery begin, he discovers thievery isn't the only crime he's desperate to commit with Kit.
Scandal!
Scandal. But when their careful plan goes dangerously wrong and shocking revelations threaten to tear them apart, can these stolen hearts withstand the impediments in their path?
Oh, I want to read that.
Right.
Have you read this one?
No.
Oh.
I just made this list like this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only read one of them on it so far, but are they all on my to read list? Yes.
They are now.
They are now. Will I be reading them? Probably.
Absolutely. Come back during Pride Week and we'll be like, and also don't forget this, Melissa. We did.
I was thinking about that. Yes, definitely. Delightful.
Yeah.
Right?
And this next title, I just saw it. It's called The Perks of Loving a Wallflower. That's so cute. But yeah, that one, The Queer Principles of Kit Webb. I love the cover. I can't wait to read it. It looks so cute.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm into it.
This next one, though, like I said, called The Perks of Loving a Wallflower, which I assume it's by Erica Ridley. Is this the same series as the first one? No, Feminine Pursuits. Okay, so this is obviously same kind of situation, maybe, where you can read them out of order, because this is the Wild Winchesters series. And it sounds like if you're a fan of Bridgerton, you can read this.
Yes.
Okay. As a master of disguise, Thomasina Winchester can be a polite young lady or a bawdy old man. Oh, because she's a master of disguise. Got it. I was like, huh? Got it. Anything to solve the case. Her latest assignment unveils a top secret military cipher covering up an enigma that goes back centuries. But when Tommy's beautiful new client turns out to be the highborn lady she's secretly smitten with, more than her mission is at stake. Blue stocking Miss Philippa York doesn't believe in love. Her cold heart didn't pitter-patter when she was betrothed to a duke, nor did it break when he married someone else. All Philippa...
I wonder why.
Maybe it could be she doesn't like dudes. Or dukes.
Probably
Dukes
both.
or dudes. Yeah. All Philippa desires is to rescue her priceless manuscript and decode its clues to unmask a villain. She hates that she needs a man's help, so she's delighted to discover the clever, charming Baron at her side is in fact a woman. Her cold heart, did it just pitter patter? These descriptions are so good today!
I know.
Thoughts about the perks of loving a wallflower. Super good. Can't
Yeah.
wait. Sounds like we're gonna have some like play with maybe identity, which I like.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking that too. A little bit of that mistaken identity, fun stuff. Like
I hope there's
it.
a scene where they're like talking to her and she thinks that maybe the person she's talking to is Tommy and it's just like a random person. But it's and then Tommy comes up beside her and is like, that's not me. I think that'd be great.
You'll have to write it maybe if it's not
Mm.
in this one.
I'll write a fan fiction.
There you go. Okay. So this next one is a reality TV related one. It's called Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. The first openly non binary contestant on America's favorite cooking show falls for their clumsy competitor. Yeah. Recently divorced and on the verge of bankruptcy, Dahlia Woodson is ready to reinvent herself on the popular reality competition show Chef Special. Too bad the first memorable move she makes is falling flat on her face, sending fish tacos flying. Not quite the fresh start she was hoping for. Still, she's focused on winning until she meets someone she might want a future with more than she needs the prize money. Uh, yeah. After announcing their pronouns on national television, London Parker has enough on their mind without worrying about the klutzy competitors stationed in front of them. They're there to prove the trolls, including a fellow contestant and their dad, wrong, and falling in love was never part of the plan. As London and Dahlia get closer, reality starts to fall away. Goodbye, guilt about divorce, anxiety about uncertain futures, and stress from transphobia. Hello, hilarious shenanigans on set, wedding crashing, and spontaneous dips into the Pacific. But as the finale draws near, Dahlia and London's steamy relationship starts to feel the heat, both in and outside the kitchen. And they must figure out if they have the right ingredients for a happily ever after.
Aw, that's great. And I know you and I can't remember, I think it was we got a specific request for books that had non-binary characters. So it's nice that they're like, it feels like more and more are being written about non-binary people, which is awesome because when we were looking, there was not that many. This was a while ago though.
Yeah, I even this time I was having a not easy but like comparatively easy time finding romances with lesbian characters and gay characters, but it was really difficult to find any with trans characters.
Mm.
What there were more of those literary ones that were like more serious breakdowns of more serious plots, but there didn't seem to be any of those like light fluffy ones that had
Hmm.
trans characters,
I
which
wonder,
is a pattern we see a lot with
yeah,
marginalized identities, right? Like
yeah,
first they're introduced in more serious stories where the plots are based around
who
their
they are.
experiences,
Yeah.
yeah, their identity, and then like as things get better
Yeah.
and people start recognizing more that just people are people and they all different stories should be told about all different kinds of people, then you see more of those. So I'm hopeful that by next year, if I was looking for these, I would have a much easier time of finding books with featuring trans character romances and non-binary characters
Oh
romances.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but this one on the list sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. The next one is Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. Okay. Books are Rosie Taft's life, and ever since she took over her mother's beloved Manhattan bookstore, they've become her home too. The o-
Swanky.
yeah, the only thing missing is her own real life romance, like the ones she loves to read about. And Rosie has an idea of who she might like to sweep off her feet. She struck up a flirty online relationship with lesbian romance author Bree, and what could be more romantic than falling in love with her favorite author? She's not wrong. Jane Breslin works hard to keep her professional and personal lives neatly separated. By day, she works for the family property development business. By night, she puts her steamier side on paper under her pen name Brie. Oh, okay. Jane hasn't had much luck with her own love life, but her online connection with a loyal reader makes Jane wonder if she could be the one. When Rosie learns that her bookstore's lease has been terminated by Jane's family's business, romance moves to the back burner. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Even though they're at odds, there's no denying the sparks that fly every time they're together. When their online identities are revealed, will Jane be able to write her way to a happy ending, or is Rosie's heart a closed book? Again, great description. And I love that this is like a miscommunication, but not because they're purposely miscommunicating.
Yes. Yes, I appreciate that too. It's very the little shop on the corner or you've got mail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Very,
super
very, very
cute.
much in that vein. Super cute. Sounds very fun. Very
These
fun.
all do.
I know. So I told you this was a great list. I
Yeah.
did tell you that.
A fun way to end a Friday.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Next one. I think actually we wrecked the first book in this series last year, in last year's Pride Month episode, I think.
Oh.
And once again, it's another series where like you don't have to read them in order. It's like a group of friends or siblings or whatever, and it's moving around between them, but you can read them in any order and it's fine. So this one is called Out of Character by Annabeth Albert. This little description. Uh, it's friends to enemies to friends to lovers.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Jasper Quigley is tired of being everyone's favorite sidekick. He wants to become the hero of his own life, but that's not going to happen if he agrees to help out his former best friend turned king of the jocks, Milo Leonetti. High school was miserable enough, thanks, and Jasper has no interest in dredging up painful memories of his old secret crush. But Milo's got nowhere else to go. His life is spiraling out of control, and he's looking to turn things back around. Step 1, replace the rare Odyssey cards he lost in an idiotic bet. Step 2, tell his ex-best friend exactly how he feels, how he's always felt. Jasper may be reluctant to reopen old wounds, but he could never resist Milo. There's a catch, though. If Milo wants his help, he's going to have to pitch in to make the opening Children's Hospital charity ball the best ever. But as the two don cosplay for the kids and hunt for rare cards, nostalgia for their lost friendship may turn into something even more lasting.
Aww. So presumably Odyssey is like a card game like Magic the Gathering or
I
like
think so.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Cool. That sounds
Yes.
nerdy and delightful and so so cute.
Very nerdy. This author is very into like fandom culture and conventions and cosplay and obviously all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in that, this one might especially work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um I have to say this next cover is very stylistic. I like it.
it's very styled. And I have to be honest that I do not like the title of this book. I think it's weird for some reason. I just find it off putting.
It's called
But
Slippery Creatures.
okay, I don't love it. I don't love it. But
I
the
feel like we could have
description
got something different.
could have got something a little stronger, but the description I do really like. So I included it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is by KJ Charles. Will Darling came back from the Great War with a few scars, a lot of medals, and no idea what to do next. Inheriting his uncle's chaotic secondhand bookshop is a blessing until another secondhand bookshop. Very
I know.
romantic idea.
Apparently so.
Yeah, until strange visitors start making threats. First, a criminal gang, then the War Office, both telling Will to give them the information they want, or else. Will has no idea what that information is and nobody to turn to until Kim Secretan, yeah, okay, sure, charming, cultured, oddly attractive, steps in to offer help. As Kim and Will try and find answers and outrun trouble, mutual desire grows along with the danger. And then Will discovers the truth about Kim, his identity, his past, his real intentions. Enraged and betrayed, Will never wants to see him again, but Will possesses knowledge that could cost thousands of lives. Enemies are closing in on him from all sides, and Kim is the only man who can help. And it is a 1920s men. What is? How do you say M/M? Like that's
I
man
would
with
just,
man.
yeah, yeah. I
It's
would
a
maybe
gay
just say a
romance,
gay romance.
and
Yeah.
it's a trilogy in the
1920s.
spirit of the golden age of pulp fiction.
Right.
Yeah.
Fun.
Fun,
It just
fun,
sounds
fun.
fun. It reminds me a little bit of kind of the back and forth. There's this not very well known Agatha Christie series with these two characters. Oh boy, and now I feel bad. I can't even remember both their names. The woman's name is Tuppence. I'll put it in the show notes. And they are like spies, investigators. And it just reminded me the description of that sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Tommy and Tuppence.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is really cute. And they're very cute. This cute little like married couple having adventures. And the vibe, it sounds similar to this one. So I was
Mm-hmm.
into it.
I'm so curious
Yeah.
what like the. I mean, and talk about editing our own stuff. I realize I say I'm so curious a lot. I'm so curious what this information is that he has. Like that's what is being kept in this bookstore that could like
Something from the
hurt
war.
hundreds, I don't know,
I know.
thousands, it says.
Probably some kind of code breaking key, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably. Mhm. It is interesting how many of these books and the ones on the other romance episode we did have to do with bookstores.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of romances being written that in some way include bookstores.
Mm-hmm. I guess
It's a thing.
it's just a very romantic idea, owning a bookstore, getting away from it
Yes,
all. I don't know.
it is. We think anyway. Book
We work
people.
in libraries.
Okay, our last one is one that I read last night.
The best kind of wreck.
Yeah, I read it last night, and yesterday afternoon, I messaged Nicole and our other coworker, Patience, to say, I'm having such a great time right now reading this book. I love it. I did really, really enjoy it. I will say I wasn't as I enjoyed it all the way through, but it was really the like getting to know you part that I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing ever. It was so
Aw.
sweet. It was so sweet. And again, more like repetition of themes and stuff. This one is also a reality show
Hmm.
based thing. Yeah. Oh, it's really fun. Okay.
Tell
It's
us all
called
about it.
it's called The Charm Offensive. It's by Allison Cochran. And our main character is Dev. I'm not even going to read the description. I'm just going to talk about it. So
Okay.
our main character, Dev, he is a not a producer. He's not that high up, but he's like a show running assistant on a reality TV show that is very obviously The Bachelor,
Okay.
like a Bachelor clone, called Ever After. And their like special gimmick is that, their main person, instead of being the bachelor, it's a prince. And instead of,
Mm.
they're looking for his princess. That's their whole like conceit of the show.
Yeah.
And normally our main character, Dev, ends up kind of managing the female contestants.
Okay.
But in this season of the show, they've got a new guy. And normally they do what they do in The Bachelor, where it's like, if someone doesn't win,
Yeah. They
if
bring
someone
on
isn't
like
chosen, they
yeah.
bring back like a fan favorite contestant to be the new bachelor or bachelorette or whatever. But this guy is totally out of nowhere.
His
He's
cone
just
head knocked open the door.
well, that was very cute. Oh, poor old Patty.
I just could close the door. He's fine. He just had for the viewers. He's fine. He just had like some stitches put in last week on his dew claw, and when we're not able to watch him, he has to wear the cone. but it's healing. So anyways, continue telling us about the book.
Okay. So they have their guy contestant, their prince, is like, he's an outsider. He's from the tech world, and he's very clearly like, he's not supposed to be like Mark Zuckerberg, because that guy's like weird and creepy. But he's meant to be that kind of like, his whole world has been in technology and running a big tech business, not having to interact with people very much, right? And so this is supposed to like help him kind of reform his image. So the reason he has a reason for doing it. He's trying to reform his image, but he's super awkward.
And
like,
he's the bachelor.
yes, he's the bachelor.
Okay.
So when they go to do the first initial meeting, which is like the woman gets out of the car and walks over to him, they go to do that first, and the guy is so like nervous and worked up, he pukes.
Ooh.
On our hero's shoes.
Oh.
Yes. And now our hero, Dev, has been tasked with helping Charlie, the prince, because they're like, well, you're so good with managing the women. Well, the guy we had to manage the prince is very like, they've described him, he's kind of like a sort of bro culture, kind of like, oh, punch you on the shoulder, and that is not going to work with this guy, right?
Yeah.
So Dev has to go in with his more like charismatic, emotionally connection and help this guy and find out what he needs to feel comfortable. And he helps him get through meeting all these women. And then the story carries on, and it's sort of, there's a whole bit about like Dev trying to help Charlie deal with the different situations that he has to deal with, because you can imagine, if you've watched The Bachelor, Bachelorette, or even if you haven't, I feel like it's kind of in the zeitgeist, like he has to go on like weird group dates with multiple women, and they have strange little challenges, and then there's ones that want to, they're gonna kiss him, and there's big dates and all this stuff, right? And these are all things that he's really, really uncomfortable with. And over the course of the story, like, it's pretty clear from the beginning that he has there's different he's neurodivergent.
Got it. Okay.
That's what it is. So there's things that he has issues with, and he's got some like tactile things that bother him, and Dev is learning about those and learning different ways that he can help him and help ground him. And it's just really sweet, this getting to know you thing. And it becomes pretty clear that like the person that Charlie is connecting to is not one of the princesses. It's Dev, his like producer guide friend. And that's not what's supposed to be happening. So Dev is also struggling because he, has a contract, and this is his job, and he's like, am I taking advantage, or what's going on? And then our main guy is dealing with, he's never really experienced romantic or sexual attraction at all, really. And didn't really think it was part of his life. So he's sort of like, what is happening? Why am I having these feelings? What do they mean?
Aww.
I don't want to give any more away, but
well,
there, you can see where this is going.
Yeah.
Their developing relationship is delightful. There's a self-discovery. I was saying when I was talking to Nicole and Patience yesterday, if you like that sort of protective, hurt, comfort sort of scenes, there's like a fair bit of that, of like Dev learning how he can support Charlie when he's having like an anxiety attack or a panic attack. And then Dev also has his struggles, and so Charlie's learning how to support him.
Aww.
And it's just so nice. And all like the other characters, they kind of the author doesn't fill out like that. I mean, it would be a big character list if you gave all of the 12 potential princesses their own personality. It'd be a pretty big book. But she does like fill out the top 3, like you get to top 2 or 3, you kind of get an idea of what kind of people they are, and other people who work on the set. It's just really nice. I really enjoyed their growing relationship. Yeah, it was a good one. It was really a good one.
I'm glad that you were able to read one of them, because they all seem so cute. And when you were texting us about it, I was just like, oh my goodness, I want to read this one.
It's so good. It's really good. Super diverse too, right? Like our main character Dev his family's East Indian, and then we've got lots of just other background in the different characters, and lots of different like representation of different types of sexuality and different exploring. Like Charlie's trying to figure out like, what does this mean? Am I gay? Am I straight? Am I demisexual?
Yeah.
What do I have to pick a label? All that kind of stuff. So it's
It's
just
nice
really
that they're
great.
actually like so many books don't get like they'll pick one type of representation and stick to it. So it's nice
Yeah,
seeing a whole flavor of it.
there is. We've got like all sorts of stuff. There's an ace character. Like it's just really great. It's
Yay!
really great. Yeah.
So of all of them, definitely go check that one out.
That one, I will say, we don't have in print. That one's only available on Cloud Library.
Mm,
The rest of these are kind of a mixture. Some are in print, some are on Cloud Library. So you might have to check to track them down, but they are all available from TBPL, definitely.
there you go.
There you
Are
go.
we ready to wrap up?
We are. I did
Okay.
have some other titles of kind of other ones that I found that either didn't quite fit into this category the same way. Like I had like a kind of fun looking thriller.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a lesbian thriller that sounded fun. So I'll just kind of throw all those sort of bonus titles
We
at
should
the end in
save
the show
those for
notes.
other episodes.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll throw them out in the Pride one too. But
There
I'll
you
I'll
go.
throw them in there because
'Cause why not?
I found them all. Might as well put them all in the list. Yeah,
Yeah, people want them. We want
as they
gay
should.
books.
There's some really good ones.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. Oh my goodness. It's so sweet.
So sweet. Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap us up now.
Wrap us up.
Thank you for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. You can find us on most social media platforms by searching TBayPL. You can find our show notes, like Laura was saying. Our website is www.tbplofftheshelf.com. Follow us on Goodreads, like us, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And normally we say we'll be back in 2 weeks, but who knows? We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.